Legal issues. What are the legal issues that I need to know as I start my business? We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's question comes from a new business owner who's starting his business, and he wants to know what are the legal issues that I need to know before I begin. Well, the very first thing that I would recommend is that you create inside your business plan a legal budget. And you're saying, what? Why would I do that? I'm just a small startup business. I'm just one person. What legal issues can I possibly have? But as your business progresses and as you expand and as you hire employees, those employees may do things that are not in your control. And so although you may have perfect behavior, you may have a customer that interacts with an employee in a non-professional way. And either the client can sue you or the employee can sue you for emotional damage or torts of different sorts. And then you have legal issues now that you have to pay for, and you need a legal budget. So if you're just a house cleaner and you're going out on your own and you got a cleaning caddy and you think you are going to run a business, you need an advertising budget, you need a legal budget, you need a budget for things like insurances, workman's comp, whatever. You need a budget for drug testing and background checks and recruiting and all these other things. There's so much more to running a business than just having a cleaning caddy and a can-do attitude. You have to plan for the worst. You can expect the best, plan for the worst, and somewhere life is going to happen in the middle. And therefore, when it happens, you are prepared. All right, so some of the legal issues that you may face are this. There are things that you are not considering. Like if you get too close to a customer, they can say, well, you are in my personal space and you have offended me. Therefore, there's emotional damage. Okay, well, what does that mean? Does that mean that I insulted you? Does that mean that I attacked you? Do you know that attack is if you touch someone? If you touch someone, that is an attack. You attacked them, and it's your word against theirs. No, I didn't. I touched them. Okay, well, you should not have touched them. That is a tort. Now you got to go to court, and you got to fight it out, and that requires an attorney. Now, let's say that you have a customer that's hateful, and they upset one of your employees, and your employee sues you for emotional damage. It's your word against theirs. And you might have to bring the customer in to be a witness or what have you, but you may end up going to court to fight that. There's some really stupid things that happen in this business. There's a stupid thing that happened where a house cleaner hired somebody, and then within 2 weeks, the job created some carpal tunnel syndrome or something, and now she's suing the employer for giving her carpal tunnel syndrome. All right, so whether it's true or not is irrelevant, but there are weird things like that that happen on the job. We had a house cleaner, not in my company, but in the network that I belong to. We had a house cleaner that slipped on a customer's floor because the floor was so shiny after she cleaned it that then she damaged her back and needed back surgery, and she sued the employer for the full cost of the medical bills. So there are things that are going to happen that you can't possibly see coming. But one of the things that you can do is you can try to anticipate what is going to happen. And you can jump into these networking clubs that now exist all over. There are Facebook groups for house cleaners all over the internet now. Well, they're all over Facebook. And there are house cleaners that will tell you their woes. So make a note of that. Oh, employee slips. I might have to pay for hospital bills. How much is that going to cost? And so you start funneling away. Oh, well, it's worth then if I get workman's comp. It is worth it then if I have my employees sign something on day one when they're hired saying that I am not legally responsible if they slip and fall on a job. And so there are things that you can have in place that will help protect you. It may not get you off the hook, but it can help protect you. And so try to forecast your business and what might happen, and then try to put processes in place so that when those legal issues arise, as a business owner, you are covered. Because there are all kinds of crazy things. There was one particular house cleaner who left a window of a house unlocked. She was cleaning the window and left the window unlocked. After she left and she'd closed up the house and set the alarm, someone came in through that open window and stole all sorts of stuff in the house. She didn't steal it, but she was responsible, and the company sued her for all of the things, the household sued her for all of the valuables that were stolen. There's all kinds of weird stuff that you can't possibly see coming. It's weird stuff. So yes, there will be legal issues, and yes, you need a legal budget to pay for that when it happens. So that's my 2 cents for today, and good luck as you start your business. Alrighty, until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.